For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jared Roser here with a couple of Lafayette Christian teammates, Brylan Green, Jordan Allen, in addition to being two of the top players for Great Knights program out there in Lafayette. Two of the hottest names on the recruiting trail for 2022, two of the top defensive backs in Louisiana for that year. And guys, welcome. Appreciate y'all's time. What's been going on?
Nothing much. Just putting in work at my house, trying to stay in shape for whenever my names get called.
Yeah, just getting better every day. That's what we're about.
Talk some about that mindset that you both kind of have mentioned today and other times that you have and where that comes from, both individually as well as Lafayette Christian is rolling out there and just bringing home state championships every December and trying to keep that thing going as a group too.
Our mindset is like our mindset is like just when you put in the hard work and you put in the hard work, everything is going to pay off. So every day we come to practice with that on our mind, that we're going to give it 100% every time without anybody like telling the truth. It's just a habit around here.
Right, yeah. I feel as though coming from team success, like the people that was before us, they set a good, standing, they put a good block on us like up here. So our goal is to reach up here. We're not supposed to be here or down low, Like the people who were before us, they taught us, we got to be leaders and coming up. That's all I knew. So whenever you put all leaders together and we all on the same mindset, I feel as though we're going to succeed. Individually, I'm from Opelousas, so I got to have that dog mentality. Like, I got to come 100% every day. I got to make it out. So that's the mindset I come with individually.
My mindset is I just want to, like, kill everybody. Like, simple as that. Like, I'm not sparing nobody. I just have to.
So you're basically Michael Jordan Allen right now, if you've been watching the last I guess Jordan, talking some about what Brylan just talked about with the guys ahead of y'all at LCA. You have a few guys that are still on the team that are going to be seniors this year that have been leaders for y'all's group, and also some guys that have been classes above and really kind of got that ball rolling. What has it been like coming behind so many talented teammates, and what are you kind of hearing from them as younger guys now as things are starting to fall more into your hands too, to kind of take the reins both at LCA and as big recruits?
For me, what I gained from them, it was, stay patient. Like we all have talent on our team. So really it was just staying patient and just staying with the program and staying with how we got our success. We was taught, bring our brick. So as long as you bring your brick, great things are going to happen in the program. And once great things start happening with the upperclassmen, coaches started coming to our practices and, getting our name out there. And, our coaches was putting good input in for us. So that was a good thing for us with them being, great leaders also.
Yeah, it's a big part, like all the people that came before us, they put it into us that we have to come to work every day and, like, go hard all the time. But that, I have to tell you.
And then, B, you mentioned coming out of Opelousas too. Who were some of the other guys that maybe you saw come out of Opelousas that kind of stood out and you feel like set a little bit of a standard to just kind of rep that city?
Honestly, like the people like the generation before us, I didn't really, watch them or nothing like that. But my generation, we have Keon Coleman, like we all grew up together. So it's like we all was on the same page. So, I left Opelousas, but, they still over there. But, we all had the same mentality, we got to make it out. So they were a big key of, like, my success. And I took a lot of things from them, and they took a lot of things from me to, like, put it all together so now we can all succeed together.
I was talking to LaTerrence Welsh over at Acadiana a week or two ago, and he was talking about the excitement for y'all's entire group kind of repping the area. How much do y'all talk about that kind of repping Lafayette, Opelousas 337 as a whole?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Strictly repping 337. That's the goal. That's the goal.
700.
How exciting is this run right now that in terms of in the fall, you guys have had some teams win championships the past few years, including y'all's, and now you look at the groups ahead with this 2021 recruiting class and guys like Keon and Jack Besh and Sage and so on, and then your group, or Malik Neighbors, you got to mention also, your group for 2022 and kind of beyond. How exciting is that for the future of the area?
Oh, this is very exciting. For me personally, like, it's not even about us. It's really about the people lower than us. Like, we got to make a way for them to, see, like, man, you ain't got to do the streets or, like, do anything else. Like, you can have sports, and that could be your way out and make your family proud. But I feel like the 2021 group with, Jack Best, Sage, Malik, Keon, and all them, they setting a good stepping stone for us because they're making it a lot more easier for us in the recruiting process because, we all talk to each other. So they give input on how we should, better our recruiting and all that. And, we can take that and use that for the 2023s, 2024s, 2025s, and all that like that. So that's how I feel about it.
I'm using what they have given me and I'm passing it on to.
Yeah.
What is either kind of like the best piece of advice you've heard from any of those guys that really has stood out, or maybe something that you hadn't thought about until you got to this point that just like a piece of advice that's kind of stood out from any of those guys as you get started with it?
Like Sage had told me one time, he said, you got to have that dog mentality 24 every single play, even when you're tired.
Yeah. Right. Like, I think one thing I've learned from them is you never want to, like, downplay yourself because everybody else is having success. Like, you need to, stay on them and, like, make sure that they get better. And you're going to get better, too, just watching them get better because you want to be better than them. Of course, like, everybody want to be better than everybody. But I have that, like, me personally, I like seeing other people succeed. Like, whenever Jordan got his Mississippi State offer, I think I was more excited than Jordan, to be honest.
Who's going crazy?
Yeah.
What has that been like now? You both had the Memphis offers happen, and then yesterday, I guess, or in the past couple of days, Mississippi State offers. What has that been like to watch those start to fall in place for yourselves?
And
it's crazy.
It's like a dream come true. We've been talking about it.
Yeah. He hit the nose.
How
crazy is that the first two offers are the same schools for both of you?
I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a coincidence. I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird. It's like, dang, the same schools looking at us. It's like, dang. So, I mean, I guess we're on the same path, Like,
I guess they see the chemistry that me and Brylan have because we have.
Yeah.
Have y'all known each other from the time y'all were younger, or has it been more like recent years?
I met Jordan my freshman year.
Yeah.
That was last year.
Yeah. I met last year.
Mm-hmm.
You say I met him. What was that? My freshman year, like, as a throwback, like a decade or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that was just. It wasn't even that. Wasn't even a. Matter of fact, it was around this time too. So it's probably just making a year. But like the first time I saw him, like, man, we on the same page. So it's like, bro, it's kind of easy for us to be friends if you're on the same page. We all got the same mind. So
yeah.
How much of y'all, as things have progressed recruiting wise, y'all kind of bounce things off one another too? Obviously, you're both excited about it, but what's kind of the conversation like when you guys are talking about how things are looking like for the future?
I tell Jordan, like, it's not even about football to me. Like, it's about getting providing for your family. That's really what I talk about with him. Like, every day I stay on him, like, man, just keep pushing, because your family's going to be proud of you. Just keep pushing. Like, you there. Like, you can have a free education, go play the sport that you love, and, it's not even about football. Just, the stuff after football is what I really talk to him about when I have conversations with him.
Yeah, it's just looking at, like, the bigger picture. It's not always about football. Not everybody all that. So you just got to be successful. That's all that matters.
What's been y'all's takeaways from these first two programs? How much have you had a chance to chat with some of the coaches at Memphis and Mississippi State so far, and what's kind of stood out about those two places?
For me, Memphis was, of course, that was my first offer. I was pretty excited and all, but you know, the coaches said we have a good bond. Me and Coach Wilson have a good bond. And for Mississippi State, I actually ran into Mississippi State for baseball too. So it was kind of like I already knew a lot about the program, but you know, football added more because now I've learned that you know the safeties coach he also played football and baseball too. So it's a good bond between me and him with that.
Yeah, for Memphis, it was just like building a relationship for each other, and then Mississippi State, they've been talking to me for a while now. And it's just been a really to get to know them.
Yeah, they had some good Louisiana ties at both of those programs.
Yeah.
I know, and I know they've been Mississippi State certainly. It sounds like they're pretty high on you guys, pretty excited about it. And I'm sure the same is true for Coach Wilson and Coach Simon up in Memphis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mentioned we talked some about like have a little fun with it or whatever. You guys mentioned always need to be the dog, always need to be competitive, being ready for whoever's going to come challenge you. Which one of you would you say is more competitive if you have to pick one?
Okay, look, this is my input. So Jordan is more outspoken, as in like he'll show you like yeah, but I'm more of that inner dog. Like I ain't gonna tell you that, but when we get on that field, then
He won't say too much, but he'll show you. But like if a receiver talks to me,
or he gonna see
and then I'm gonna just keep going. Start getting in your head. And if I get in your head, that means you weak minded.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys have raced one another at some point. Who's the faster player between y'all two?
Honestly, I don't even think we raced, to be honest.
Yeah, we really ain't never raced.
We never raced. Yeah. But I mean, shoot, a little competition. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what? He know my school. He know everything. So he know where to find me.
So y'all. I was about to say, so y'all both are riding with yourselves right now until you can prove otherwise.
Oh yeah, of course. Why would I doubt myself? That's crazy. Come on, now.
Who's stronger, whether it be in weights or what though?
All right. Yeah,
Give it to him.
A baby gorilla.
Who's funnier?
Brylan.
Yeah, I think I'm funny.
Bro.
I think I'm funny, dude. By far.
All right. I'll say, Brylan, do you have a story about Jordan that you think is kind of a funny story that maybe not a lot of people know yet that kind of stands out? And then we'll ask Jordan the same, but Brylan, you go first.
Oh, so many funny stories about Jordan. Oh my gosh. I don't even know which one to pick. Jordan, you got to help me out, so I don't know. I don't know. I would probably say, I think that trip when we went to San Antonio was a very funny trip. When we went to the Adidas All-American Combine. Man, that dude was being so childish at the restaurant. Oh my God. He was just doing corny stuff and just, not acting his age as normal. And I think Malik had joined in too, if I'm not mistaken. And he was just, oh my God. Like if you'd have to be there to look like it was just childish. Just childish. I don't know.
A story about Brylan. You got to help me out, bro.
I don't even know. It's so many funny stuff that funny stuff like in between like school days, like class. It's just funny stuff that just happened. Like it's just on the fly stuff that just happened.
Yeah.
I don't even know. There's so many funny stories.
Some of these other guys we've talked about. What are some things? Not necessarily a specific story or something funny, but what's something about Sage that, as much spotlight as he started to get, that people don't know about him yet, don't realize?
He's the most humble person that I've met that gets that much notoriety. Like, that dude never talks about none of his success. Like, he'll talk about us before he talks about anybody. And that's one thing I love about C. Like, he's a good person you would want to follow behind if you really want to succeed in life.
He's a good role model. Like, he set a path for us, and now all we have to do is just fill in behind him.
Yeah.
I guess moving it up to the very front of the defense with Fitzgerald. What's something about him? Y'all both have big smiles.
Man, he loves showing his stomach. When he shows
he's Ezekiel Elliott.
All about business. The stomach come out, he all about business.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Nice. Who on your team right now would you say is the most underrated, or the guy that doesn't get as much attention that people need to be looking at?
They got a lot. I see one person that's really gonna shock some people this year will be Darian and Anthony Richard. Hey, Darian Riggs, Anthony Richard, our middle linebacker core, Trent Hippolyte. They gonna shock some people.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very exciting year. And also we got our quarterback Ryan. I feel like he's gonna step up this year. Knowing that Arrow had left. They gonna shock some people this year. And we talk about coaches always talking about competing against ourselves. And really, if we do that, everybody on the team's gonna shine. Like, we all play for each other, like we brothers. Like, that's why I feel as though we win championships, because we play for each other. Like, a lot of teams don't do that. So I feel as though
at our school, it's really like family. It's not like fake stuff. It's really like family over there.
Right.
What do you attribute that to? That vibe and that culture? It's just the way it always was.
It's just it's just. I mean, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Just how you say it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So whenever we can get back out there and have some football happen, you guys feel pretty good about another run at the whole thing this fall?
Yes, sir. Me versus me. That's the mentality.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, again, everybody, he's Brylan Green. He's Jordan Allen. I'm Jared Roser for Louisiana versus all. Y'all appreciate you guys.
Yeah.